Okay, hello everyone. How are you? Let's get right to it today. Let's see what animals are coming up. Canary and Beast Spirit. Very, very nice. The pull signifier is just to see an overall energy. And then the energy of beautiful. So the most magical card in the deck for the feminine, White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic, 66. Again, for the masculine, the Groundhog Spirit with his little heart out in his hands, a 31. The most psychic card in the deck, Moth Spirit, Surrender Now. I do think the masculine is surrendering. And then Lizard Spirit, Dream the World into Being. They are figuring out a very powerful part of themselves. So that Groundhog Spirit says time to let go. And they are within Four of Swords, Five of Cups. In line with what I've been saying, letting go of this sad kind of crazy that Sirens just came on. Five of Pentacles. It's exactly the card I was thinking of. Four of Pentacles. They're letting go of the part of themselves that's like, how do I want to say that? Three of Wands, Eight of Cups. This whole deck is reversed, it looks like. I feel like they're stepping more into their masculine energy. The wounds of the masculine, I feel like they're letting go of. Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands. So that's self-mastery and kind of fighting it. Five of Cups, so we've had a lot of fives fall onto my lap. A lot of change. King of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. How does he become this king that he wants to be? I saw that in yesterday's reading, which I liked very much. The World, Ace of Swords. This is a really unique deck. Knight of Wands. It doesn't even have a name. It kind of came to me. If a deck comes to, oh my god, look at it. And the Magician has a Libra symbol on it in this deck. If a deck comes to me, I just take it as, this has become my favorite Temperance card too. It is a sign that it's for me. Judgment has Saturn on it. Seven of Pentacles. And crazy enough, like I have a coin collection and I was looking at it last night. There's a coin on this that kind of looks like a coin. I have the Tower, Five of Cups again. I only take two, but I did see the Devil, Five of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Six of Cups. A lot of these cards in this deck have this eye, a cloud with an eye. Look, he's wanting to talk, and he's finding it very difficult because I can feel that he's afraid of making a mistake, which is not ever how I feel talking. I need to see this card really quick. When I do this, it's like always on the bottom. Okay. You want me to look at this? Because this card is like a heavily mirrored card, right? It's like exactly mirrored. Except the clouds are reversed on the sides. What they're kind of pointing out to me in this, like the way that the cups are formed is that it's like the cup is in two sections and like a goblet style, and the the empty part is kind of same as the full part. Like there's a way for you to see both the loss and the gain kind of connected but mirrored. Oh, I didn't realize this was this deck, but we'll take it. There's a lot here that they want you to like use your eyes to see. Look at the mirroring of this card too. There's a lot of different angles to see things right now. A lot of different interpretations open. It's like almost like, oh, this is crazy. It's almost like a door opened. There was this one video that was like it said throat chakra reveal on it, and it had like a door open to like clouds beyond it, and it's just being very activated right now for me. Like the power that you bring to your words, to your speech, is very important right now. Okay. I was just talking about this to someone too. It's like when we have really big astrological events and retrogrades and things, the power of knowing these events is that you can work with the energy and you can determine like when you want to speak with something and when you want to bring power to something. And like your voice and your throat and your words are bringing power to your thoughts into the world. Okay. So you're choosing to take these thoughts that you have and you're choosing to like amplify them with your voice. It doesn't have to be just spoken. It could be written in other ways too. But it's really important. This is a crazy card also. It's like the sun opened up and the world is inside of it. But it's darkness all around the sun. And it's a lot of ways it's like they want you to look at your truth. Right? So the masculine has this desire to return here. And he's overcoming these really dark fears that he has. And one of these fears is that in revealing like his inner self, it's going to kind of change the entire dynamic of your relationship. I get a feeling here, it's just a feeling that I'm getting from reading the cards, is that one of the things he loves is that you seem to be able to know what's going on inside of him, like at his core, without him speaking it. And I get the feeling from the feminine that she's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to, it's like what they're saying is like fill in the gaps, but it's like, so I pulled these cards here. I'm going to turn this over. So this card on the bottom, it says 7/7 rebirth. Personal freedom unleashed. And that's a beautiful way to put to words what I feel like I'm saying. So there's a hand with the chain around it, and the chain is tethered to the butterfly, and she's letting the butterfly go, and you see that there's like hearts and infinity symbols around the edge here. And it's like this feeling of the desire to be totally free and not have to. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a one of surrender. So the feminine god 1111, take me home, pathway to true love. And here you see a golden heart with wings flying. And it's almost like you're freeing your heart. And in that way, it's just total acceptance of what anyone says. Of course, I don't know, you know, things are still triggering. Enter your vortex, align with infinite abundance. 1111, mission accomplished, welcome home, with the one swan, which I always find interesting. I think it's around like when people say things to trigger you, which is like an Ace of Swords reversed energy here. Do you really take it on still as this is about you? It's like if people see you in a negative way or not lining up with their like version that they would like you to be, do you take this on as like your responsibility to prove to them that you're lovable, to prove to them that they're wrong, to prove, like, do you take on these triggers as like something that has to do with you? And I feel like that's really coming up very strongly. There's some message here that's like, the more you know who you are, the more it really doesn't matter who other people think you are. Now, am I saying that's like carte blanche to just go be rude? And I don't think that's how the divine feminines operate in this world. But no, it's like, obviously, if it's reversed and you're just hurting people, and people are like, you're hurting me with your truth, you might want to reconsider, like, why are you saying those things? But there's something here around either being triggered or triggering others, and it kind of serving you to do this growth. So there's also like the converse. It's like, if you question that you're beautiful in your energy, externally, or whatever it is, you're going to like be seeking someone to validate your fears, like your insecurities, right? And they really want you right now to look at, where do you still fall looking to others to validate you? Because I think this is really strongly coming up from the masculine too. So we see, I'm not good at communicating my feelings with you, and I miss holding you. And I also get this sense that he never let himself like fully be tender. From the feeling that I'm getting, like they're kind of putting like a red circle with a line through it, like I don't know that he's ever let himself be tender with anyone, really. Like, he may have controlled, have control coping mechanisms that come from his childhood, and we all do to some extent, but I don't know that part of him has ever been seen. See? I guess we're getting 3 rows. There is something with music again here today. I pushed you away because I was scared. You mean the world to me. So we have the world again. I have a plan, but you have to trust me. I'm sorry for lying to you. He says, I don't want this to be over with us. No one makes me feel the way you do. I pretend I care. I don't care because I care too much. There's a struggle with self-worth here. Whenever that I'm struggling with money card comes up, that's what that means. There's a struggle to see this is like the couple, the pair, there's a struggle to see the inherent worth. Like, inherent meaning you're valuable because you exist and are part of the universe. And it doesn't necessarily mean like you don't need to work on developing skills or whatever. It's not necessarily, this is more mindset stuff here. Part of what they're talking about is that this is a really high level conversation, just so you know, and it may not make sense to everyone, that I did not take the one card out of this, that you it's gone now. It'll come back in a second. Just hold on. You want me to get some other... I felt like I knew where this was going, but then it took a turn here. These are very Neptunian colors here. Very magical colors. There's a lot of past life, telepathy, you know. When you kind of get used to living with those things, they ground in a way. It's not like there's like real life and then there's like this magical thing that happens, right? You have to find this bridge between the two. That is when that's unification, that's unity, right? When you're grounding that high energy. And you're always grounding the past, present, and future into the now, right? It's a constant balance between knowing what has happened, the consequences of it, and then the desire for where you want to go. And that's all integrated into the now. Generally, when multidimensional, like starseed, old souls, however you want to identify, are young, this proves to be very troublesome because no one understands them and they don't understand like what's going on. They're not fitting into like a particular family or blueprint or society, or the way that they're like having to interact in life is like misunderstood, could be labeled personality disorder, spectrum, many different things. I'm not saying any of that's not true and that won't help you. It may. But what I'm saying is that as we are coming into this like age of Aquarius, we see that there's a huge group of people just awakening to the fact that we've been living basically in like a trauma controlled society, right? So we've been coping using mechanisms that we could survive in, because that's basically what we are born to do. You know, we survive. And the masculine seems to be understanding that he had to subjugate a lot of his masculine energy into like toxic behavior patterns. And I feel like sometimes it would be like extremely dormant, very depressed, and then other times it would rage out of control, like a volcano they're showing me. Volcano seems to be a very important word here, or image symbol, that something beyond this realm of just trauma and coping mechanisms and fall in line or else type energy is presenting itself here. You know, you can see in this card, which is kind of weird, all of these colors we just drew are basically swirled in this card. And that I feel like he has begun to understand there's very few people around him that have really wanted his best interest, and you're one of those, or maybe the main or only person. Like, your understanding is coming back to that you knew who he was, like, the moment you saw him. And I think in a lot of ways he just didn't believe it. But now it's all kind of being integrated into the now. Like, there's dreams, there's symbols, there's synchronicities, there's, he may have had like an angel or an archangel or an ascended master like visit him, or he may have his third eye awakening. Like, I see all of those things here. Like, I'm not really big into like alien stuff, but I did have an encounter with one once, and it was very interesting. That's all it was to me. It was just interesting. It was kind of like I could sense it, and they gave me information, and they did kind of like a thing, and I could tell that that like changed the course of my life, and I was awake, not asleep. It's been coming up so much. So there may have something to do with, like, since I'm pulling 3 lines too, that the karmic, they may have been engaged, the karmic, they may be married, there may be something having to do with like the karmic choosing someone else to marry. It could be many different scenarios. But he got a taste of understanding, like, what it felt like to be treated kind of pretty harshly. Like, acts in reverse is a really harsh feeling. It's like a breakup that's not, like, you're not valued in this, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, this may be the karmic choosing another thing or person over him, right, will mirror what happened with you. And it's going to trigger him to heal this not enoughness. I think this has already happened for most of them, or it's currently happening. And, you know, this whole thing, you know, I see this, though you're here, I see this as you, and this is the karmic. And this, not like the coffee cup in reverse, it's like there was chances to have a date or an explanation time. Like, he could have chosen to treat you with a lot more respect. That's what's coming through. He could have chosen to, like, bring all of the feelings that are there. There's like an overlay, right, of feelings where you two had this really intense situation, and possibly you did talk about feelings, and then maybe it just vanished, or maybe it was never talked about here, but he didn't take that opportunity for sure. It was like, and now there's this feeling, right? These 3 cards are really intense right here. Is that, and I love to see this card here, that you, for some reason, through this very, very painful situation, he has gone through, or is going through, a very painful situation. Like a karmic, this is very karmic. These cards are very, very karmic. And I keep seeing this card, right? This love is crazy. And in a lot of ways, I think he felt crazy. Maybe people were telling him he was crazy. Depending on, you know, every twin flame has some kind of weird 3D thing in it. Some are more extreme than others, right? But it's going to kind of bring your biggest fear into the mix, right? If they're married, if there's a difference culturally in any way, that all of that is going to be reflected. And so that's always, when other people try to understand it, they can't. It's just like, you know, no, we match relationships up based on 3D things like where you live, what you look like, how old are you, how much money do you make, what religion are you, and your, you know, and those don't work very well because it's not taking into account the soul frequency, right? And I'm not saying anything about that. That's your choice. If you want to choose a soulmate, that's fine. There's no judgment here. But I think, like, for a long time from these cards, I get the feeling like he was trying to make something with the karmic element work because he really wanted to fit into the 3D, and he really wanted to not feel crazy, right? And he's not crazy, and you're not crazy, but again, we go back to that Judgment card. There's a huge process of understanding, and they're kind of bringing it back to where I stopped before. It's like there's a huge process of understanding. Look, see? Time to take action, a new romantic cycle begins. Where you can, like, become the mature person to say everybody's just entitled to live their lives the way that they want. Of course, it's within the bounds of the 3D, you know, laws and universal laws and all of the governing laws. You can't go beyond those. This is the 3D. And, you know, we all are subject to its consequences. But it's like, when you give up trying to control through judgment, right? Which is what most parents do, or it has been the way of the society to judge, like, that's not right. That's not right based on your religion. That's not right based on your customs. That's not right based on standards. That's not right. You know, I don't agree with that. You can not agree with it, that's fine, but it is other people's choice to live that way, and you really have nothing to do with it. And I think he's really starting to figure it out, like, why am I letting other people live my life? And that's a high level conversation right there. Time to give rather than take. Time to take action again. Your dreams need a practical plan. I think I said that in the beginning, but that's what this Pisces energy is really talking about, although that's Taurus. Confidence is key. Your commitment's being tested. Time to release negativity. Conclusions are within reach. A fiery climax approaches. Prosperity lies ahead. Bring love into the situation. Luck is on your side. I love to see that card come out. It hasn't come out for a little while. Adjustments are required. Don't let pride get in your way. I think he's going to overcome his pride here. You know, a lot of these cards seem to run between this Scorpio-Taurus axis. But here we have Virgo, and there's Leo. You know, these are cards being activated in this eclipse. And there is, you know, I can't ignore the fact that the separation card is in reverse, and that he wants to make healthy choices. I feel like you're loving yourself more. And, of course, we do have the Chaser upright. There may be more abandonment issues to work on. I think, you know, when I was talking about the triggering in the beginning, the triggering always happens because you believe that somebody criticizing you is them not loving you, and that somehow you will be abandoned because you're not lovable. And so whenever that happens, it's just a signal for you to look at, where am I believing this? What am I believing about myself that's not lovable? What am I believing, you know? I also see that intuition between you two is super highly activated right now, like on fire, and I think it's going to continue that way until Halloween, because we had that 31 come up, and that 666 may be a sign. You know, I think everybody's for a while said there'll be like this out of the blue, out of nowhere kind of shift, and that's what I'm feeling here. I don't know that I've had the Tower come up upright in the middle of a spread for a while. You know, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. It's a nice progression. And then we have the 4. So we have the 4, 5, and 6 of Cups. It's a nice progression to get to move on, right? To emotionally let go of. This is a very broad interpretation of the 4, 5, 6 of Cups, but like, I could see that meaning you have taken a lot more responsibility, and it's not just like, because for so long I felt like the masculine was just like, oh, if it's meant to be, the universe will bring it back together, or I'll just let the universe. So this is always like the Temperance card to me. He was waiting. Look, we got rest and rejuvenate and rest and reconsider. That's crazy. Angel of love. Oh, that's so cute. Look, throat chakra in reverse. Indecision in reverse too, though. Garden in the gate, the sun, and broken heart. Yes. So he's freeing himself from this kind of really stuck hangman energy where he's just like, if she misses me, she can come back to me, or if it's meant to be, we'll see each other again. There's something here where he's embodying more of an Aries energy, just more masculine. I feel very strongly. There's a more masculine energy. I know we're going to have a Mars retrograde in Cancer, which is quite an intense, weird energy. Like, I don't like Mars in Cancer. Look at lunar eclipse change. But he's like he's going to make this decision to communicate here. I feel it. 9th house, ground trine, Sagittarius, Jupiter return, Capricorn, Cancer, 3rd house messages, 1st house the body, Chiron healing. And I was going to bring up Chiron because it's in Aries. And then Pisces, I believe, on the bottom. With Aries, Pisces, Aries, and Mercury retrograde. So we do have another Mercury retrograde at the end of this year. This is a reading I feel like it's not going to happen immediately for everyone. I kind of feel like some of the masculines were like, this was happening like right at the lunar eclipse, and I think some of them are a little bit further down the line. And I do strongly feel like it's their body that's bringing them these messages. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's like, I think I said it yesterday too. It's like, sometimes you get these feelings and you really just can't escape them. And it's like everything in your body, that's beautiful dragons to come up, just tells you to like go towards this thing. Earth and air represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. That's exactly what I was talking about with grounding that beautiful energy. And this is kind of what I was talking about with the bridge. Brings a leap of joy that opens new doors. Did I not talk about the door with the throat? have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and that word just keeps coming up to me. Accept opportunities. That's beautiful. Fire and water. Enables life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. So we did get the golden Christed dragon. Brings the higher love so you can embody the Christ light. How beautiful. Absorb the Christ light. See, it's like in the body. I feel like the Christ light is being activated in the body. And I did this thing on Instagram where it was like channeled like a bath for the lunar eclipse. It was just slides. But what they had me say was that sit in the bath, imagine, there was other things to do if you wanted to go read it, but I'm WomenManifestwealth on Instagram. Imagine like the golden light coming from you and then also in the water, just glowing. And then all of the things that you want to let go of. And like activating your prosperity and drawing it to you like a magnet. And then letting go of all of the things that you no longer want that are in the way of this prosperity. As you drain the water, just let them drain away from you. You are protected, expand your heart, and remain fifth dimensional. And this is about bringing communities together. And then we have the Earth Dragon, which we had yesterday. So that's beautiful. And I'm trying not to make these so long. Let's get more advice. You can meditate with these energies, call them into your energy field, however you feel drawn to work with them, if you want to, or just ask, that they bless you right now and go on about your day. We have Kyanite, Blue, Letting Go. I haven't drawn that in a while. Black Tourmaline, Protection. Beautiful. Labradorite, Take Action. Lots of action cards. Clear Quartz, Purification, which is always my favorite stone. It's, very common, but, and then we have Morganite, Relationship Healing on the bottom of the deck. It's a very common stone, but it's the most powerful of all to me. I know a lot of people are like, don't like that. But it's a very powerful crystal, especially Lemurians. Okay. We have Eyeing Faith, Leap of Faith. Again, another Leap of Faith card. Take risk, put your heart's true desire into action. I really believe everything I was talking about is for that. Like, getting rid of the things that you think are wrong with you, that get you triggered from other people, like judging you, so you can usher in this great prosperity that's waiting for you. The universe pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving abundia, prosperity. Guinevere, True Love. Wow, these are some beautiful cards. The romantic stirrings of your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And then we have Freya, Bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. And Mother Mary, again with this word that is like ubiquitous in my experience. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. And look at what's underneath. Pele, Divine Passion. The Volcano. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? They want you to bring your heart's true desire to the forefront. Should I get some unicorn cards? I'll get a couple. These aren't, you can call the unicorns to you whenever you want. Finish what you started. Love heals fear. Thankful. And pets and exercise. Imagine on the bottom of the deck with a fairy. So it does seem like animals are assisting us right now. It says the power of your love can help bullies and angry people be less afraid. So it's very, very much what I'm talking about with the triggering, choosing that love over the fear of being abandoned. Forgiveness, my beloved, wait, romance. stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to wait. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. Where love transcends space and time and nothing is missing. Don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. And Cupid's arrow strikes. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are. And that's what I said in the very beginning with the whole, you know, can we move to a place of less judgment where, and it says your relationships will magically transform. Can we just accept that people are choosing who they want to be, and that's different than you, and that's okay. Like, I feel like this moves us into great sovereignty and power when we accept that we do not control how other people act through our, you know, withholding of love. Such a powerful statement. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Bye for now.